God Bless Jai Alai, ladies and gentlemen. It is Neutral Nate riding solo. Me and Brian could not get our schedules to work, and last week needed to take a break. We'll call it quality control. But we are here breaking down everything you need in the world of Battle Court, because nobody breaks down Jai Alai better than Neutral Nate, and I might be feeling a little bit nasty. Who knows? So, where were we when we last left off? Carballo making his return. Was it a hero's return? Did he save the day? Well, it wasn't what we wanted in a game day, but it was a tough ask going against the top team Renegades. It was really baptism by fire for Carballo. Welcome back. Why don't you go against the best team this season in Battle Court? Only come away with 1 point. Would have liked to have had a slightly better performance than that, with only Bueno getting points that day. And honestly, none of the matches were all that close. Tough game day for the Cyclones. But you're wondering, does that mean it's over for the Cyclones? And I'm here to tell you, Clone Cartel, take heart. The season is far from over. And why is that? It's because the Renegades have been rolling everybody. I mean, you look at the standings, they're light years ahead of everybody else. They're at like 44 points. Warriors 29, Chargers I think 27, Fireballs 21, Clone Cartel 21.5 for Fireballs, I think 19.5 for Cyclones, and 12 for the Devils. So everybody else, when they play head to head, really close matches, splitting the game day or close wins, which, if you remember, hierarchy of Battle Court game day results: close wins, good. You get enough close wins, you make the playoffs. You get draws, okay, not bad. You might make the playoffs, right? You want to avoid those big losses, which we've had since going down with injury, and it's stalled a very promising season. However, in the time that while we've still been putting up some stinkers, understandably so, because big time injuries. I mean, that game day with Carballo, we were down 3 players. No Ferranda, no Amigarena, no Ron. I mean, it was just, I'm blanking on the term that you would call that, but we had to battle that day. And you know what? We got a point. We didn't get blanked. So we continue on the next day. What happens? Fireballs, Devils. Well, Alex comes through and wins a singles match against, Devils Fireball. So he wins it against Hormachea, who's stepping in for Inaki. And then I think we had another singles match that the Fireballs won, leaving it 1-1. And then we reach match number 3 of Fireballs Devils. And what happens? Oh, just your normal 3-set match where Hyro goes ahead and breaks the glass on a serve, no less. He just found that right particular spot, breaks the glass, pauses the game day, has not been made up. This is important for Clone Cartel. This match was suspended. It has not been played or made up as this time. So, you heard me say earlier, Fireballs, 21.5 points. They still have another match to play. However, ladies and gentlemen, if I look at that game day that's playing, and here's another catch, guess what? It's been scheduled and put on the match. When is it happening? It's happening today, before the Fireballs play the Cyclones on our second of only 3 Friday night Fronton battles. Okay, so we'll get back to the only 3 later. but that's important. Fireballs are now making up this match and playing a doubleheader, 4:30, then playing the Cyclones again at 7. So we're not as healthy as we would like, but the Fireballs are banged up, still no Iñaki, and they're playing a doubleheader. They might be tired because guess what? Players like Hormachea, he's got to finish his 3-set match. Now, it's almost over. It's 3-3. That's big. Devils need to come away with that because when I look at the rest of the game day, CRB and Bradley versus Jedin and Cabrera, that could go either way. Need CRB and Bradley to take that, right? It'd be great if the Devils could sweep the other 3. Alex and Urbieta versus Ikeda and Ubia. That's Ikeda subbing in there for Inaki. So, again, you like Alex and Urbieta to win that match, right? You got Ikeda who, he's a 4. He's a 4 subbing for a 1. And Ubia is a 3. Kind of rate Ikeda higher than Ubia. I'm not sure how that happened, but I guess draft order. And then you got Jedin and Ikeda versus CRB and Kubala. And again, guess what? Later that night, Jedin and Ikeda have to play again. Jedin has to play 2 more times. So Jedin is going to be playing 4 matches. And this dude's also flying around the country doing NFL stuff. Let's send some pelotas Jedin's way. We love you, Jedin. Part of the Clone Cartel. You Cyclone lifer, all right? But we're gunning for you. All right? We're coming for you, Jedin. You best be on your A game Friday. So, I like the Devils in those matches. They get some points. Devils are way back there. It's okay if they can make up some points. Can they keep the Fireballs back? Now, looking at the rest of the league, Warriors played the Chargers 5-3. Again, nobody scored too many points there. Would love to see a 4-4 split result or one team dominate the other, right? Because then we can catch the team that got dominated, right? So honestly, not an ideal result. I think I prefer to see like 2 teams running away with it, but the Renegades blowing teams out have kept other teams close to us. Because now, fast forward to this week and what's been happening and going on. Devils, Warriors, 4-4 game day split. That's the best result for the Warriors or for the Devils right there. Sorry, Warriors, you got another draw. You got to stop getting these draws. Remember, a draw is like you get a lot of those, maybe you're making the playoffs. I don't know, Warriors. You got to start finishing these game days. But Devils, 4 points. That's a huge result in terms of Clone Cartel keeping people within reach. You can see I'm feeling a little bit nasty. This is a Clone Cartel heavy podcast here, folks. This is all about, is it still close enough for Clone Cartel? Because a little bit of chatter on the highlight streets, people are starting to talk like Clone Cartel season might be over. And I'm here to tell you it's not. It's far from over. You look at the points. You look at the points remaining. You look at the distance between us and playoff contention, and it's not that far. And Amiga Arena, we make it through this week, make it through next week, where we play the Warriors. And Amiga Arena could be back in that next week where we play the Devils, where hopefully we can be healthy at full strength and get the points against the Devils, right? Like everybody else does, except for the Warriors. So, Warriors-Devils split the game day 4-4. Chargers-Renegades. Renegades. What happens? Renegades roll them. 1.5 to like 7, I think. 1 to 6.5. So Chargers again. That's a good result in terms of we don't need to catch the Renegades. We don't need to worry about that. Renegades can blow everybody out that they play, except for us. Don't blow us out. We got to get more than 1 point next time we play them, okay? Got to get like 3. That'd be great. But Chargers, they did not separate themselves from us. Catchable, right? That's why they're 27. They're only 8 points out from Clone Cartel. We get 4 points. We're again entering the last week of hopefully needing to have players step up like Carballo for Amigarena, and hopefully we can weather this storm and return to full strength, which again brings us to Friday facing the Fireballs. And this is it. Honestly, out of all of our game days we were playing injured, we have got to win this game day. And it's a winnable game day, in my opinion, despite the injuries. There's definitely some tough matchups that are there, but it's winnable because, again, what have I pointed out? The Fireballs are playing 2 game days. We have got to push them. They're gonna be tired. So who's playing first? Bueno and Rock. Love that. I think that's our best team. I think they beat everybody in Division 6. They're head and shoulders above them. That's one of the strongest things ownership has done, is creating this Bueno and Rock team. It's, in my opinion, it's one of the best teams. Another team out there, Goanaga and Flores. I think that's just because of Goanaga is so strong. That's like a Division 5 team. I don't think there's any other Division 5 team that has a Division 3 player in it. Here's where a tough one is, but it's only a singles match. One point, Carballo versus Hormachea. Again, though, can we hopefully see that Hormachea is tired? Because guess what? He's going to be playing earlier. Well, actually, he won't be tired. What we got to hope is that he's out of rhythm, because he's going to play like a half a match, and then he's just going to sit for a long time because he doesn't play the rest of the game day against the Devils, and then he's got the set again. So he's got to play this tiny little bit of highlight, and then he's got to wait to go against the chaotic Carballo, who, if he channels it and is on, lightning in a bottle, right? Can Carballo rattle Hormachea, who has been a great player for the Fireballs this season? He's really stepped up and carried this team while their Division 1 player has been down. He's why the Fireballs are where they are through their injury run for Inaki. Next up, Ron and Rock. Ron is back. Hopefully, another good thing, it's the only match for Ron. So again, can Ron give us 100%, make it through that match? Because the other game days he's played, he's only made it through one match, and that's it. He's had to wave it off. Which again, if we go all the way back, well, we touched on that briefly. So many forfeits that one game day. Just tough injury season, which really has bummed me out for the potential of this team. Next match, what do we got? Ferranda and Manu versus Hormachea and Ubia. That's our Division 1 team going against a Division 2 team. Hormachea is pretty aggressive good. Ubia is solid. Our Ferranda and Manu haven't been great as a team, but I trust them that they could win this again. It's winnable. I believe in that. I believe Ferranda and Manu, when they're on, they could steal a game against somebody. I don't think they're favored in too many matches against other Division 1 teams, but I think it's winnable. I believe, dude, if Manu is on, that team can beat anybody. Okay? If Manu's throwing shots, I believe that team can beat anybody. No reason they can't beat him. We need him to be on. Be on. Be on your A game. We need this. We need all the points. Okay? Next up after that, Bueno and Manu. Again, one of our best teams going against Hormachea and Cabrera. And here's where we hope Hormachea runs out of gas, because it's going to be his 3rd and a half match of the day. So we hope he gets out of rhythm, out of sorts. Maybe even that could be another reason. He gets frustrated, plays a little bit out of character, and now he's in this 3rd match, and he just doesn't have anything left in the tank. And Bueno, who will have only played 1 match that day so far, is rested, can push him. That's what we're hoping there. And that Hormachea and Cabrera matchup, that's another sub. That's not Fireball's team. That's them having to sub to make a team for that Division 3 team. Cabrera is stepping in as a 6. That's a big advantage with Cabrera. No, wait, sorry. Cabrera's a 5. He's not a 6. So Cabrera stepping in as a 5 and a 2, going against a 5 and a 1. But Bueno's the best 5, hands down. So then our final match of the day, Ferranda versus Ubia. And again, Ferranda, he hasn't had singles success in the Magic City Fronton, but he pushed Benny. It was a 3-set match. I believe Ferranda can push Ubia, and we can get that point. This is a winnable game day that Clone Cartel can win. And you heard me mention earlier about Hyro breaking the glass at the Fronton. Well, you know what I've done? I've broken the glass in case of emergency for Clone Cartel. And what did I do? I went and I secured us the biggest guest I have ever gotten for God Bless Jai Alai, hands down. And we're going to talk to him now. Welcome, Mr. Cyclone. How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you for having me on the fastest growing podcast about the sport of Jai Alai.
It's great to have you. I heard you have a message for the boys to pump them up on Friday. What do you want to say to the team?
I do have a message. I want to say something
Yeah.
to the 6 men who are representing Clone Cartel tonight at the Fronton. I want to tell them first that I believe in you. I believe you're going to win the game day today. People might be saying around the league it's a high pressure situation, that the Cyclones can't handle the high pressure. But I want to tell them you're built for this, and you're going to make it a low pressure situation, and you're going to blow out the fireballs. They don't stand a chance Friday night. We're going to run them out of the Fronton. Andrew Bleckman's going to be stunned by how we just possess the pelota and push it all over the court. 2 walls here, a 2 wall there, a rebote there. We're going to score so many points that people are going to be talking about this game day for a long time.
I I hear you also have a message for Battle Court and the World Jai Alai League as well. Is there something that you wanted to say to the World Jai Alai League?
I do have a message for Battle Court and World Jai Alai and Scott Savin. I want to know why Clone Cartel was snubbed on the Friday nights. I can count on my one hand the number of times we got Friday night Frontons. 1, 2, 3. And it's hard for me to hold up those 3 fingers because I only have 4. I'm not a human being, I'm a cyclone. Not everything's gonna match up. Scott, what are you doing pissing off your biggest fan base here? This needs to be rectified. I want 5 Friday night Frontons. Five Friday night Frontons for the Cyclones next season. Or I'm gonna come down personally to the Fronton. And you won't like me when I'm there. Fix it, Scott.
All right. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us, Mr. Cyclone. Go Clones. Whoosh whoosh.
Whoosh whoosh.
And God bless Jai Alai.
God bless Jai Alai.